Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining us for the another episode of the Mama. So great to be back. Been gone for about a month. Sister had her birthday, went on vacation, had birthday dinners. We celebrate the whole month. And so I am just thrilled to be back with you all. Again, you can catch us every Monday, Lord, every second and fourth Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have my very special guest today who I'll be spotlighting tonight. Her name is Sia Smith, the unspeakable, hold on, unpredictable, excuse me, not unspeakable, unpredictable
Very
Sia.
speak.
And so we will be chatting more about her, and she can tell you about her book. She has a podcast. She does everything. You name it, she does it. So, for you all that are new to the show, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, my name is Robbin. I am born and raised in the Dallas area. Um, I am a hairstylist based in the Dallas area. I am a mommy of an 11, almost 12-year-old, going on 40-year-old son. His name is Kelton. I am also a serial entrepreneur. I am a distributor for Total Life Changes, which is a health and wellness brand based out of Detroit, Michigan, that's been around since 1999. I will be talking more about TLC in future shows. It is home of the NutriBurst, so best liquid multivitamin out there. Also have been a beauty consultant with Mary Kay for the past 13 years. Um, do little Vanna for you today. Love Mary Kay, love the skincare, love everything about it. I'll be talking about that as well in future shows. And if you haven't peeped the jewelry, hold on, give you a closer look of the jewels.
Yes.
I am a distributor for paparazzi accessories, home of the $5 bling. So as you see, the fabulousness in my jewelry. Okay, thank you for that close up. um, the premise of this show is to shed light on other female entrepreneurs, get them some shine. Um, Someone did it for me, and so I want to return that blessing to others. And so, hence the name Mamapreneur. I'm a mama and an entrepreneur. So, um, so this is an interactive podcast, guys. So first and foremost, I need everybody to share. If you're on Facebook Live right now, share this live. I do a drawing every show. Today we're doing 2. So we need everybody sharing this podcast. If you're watching the replay, share as well. Can add you to the drawing as well. Um, you got to type in hashtag mamapreneur in the comments for the podcast, tonight's podcast. So make sure you are sharing so we can get more people to see the show. And you never know how much this show will bless someone else, especially if this is, again, this show is for all types of entrepreneurs. If you've been in the game a minute, if you are brand new to the game, or you kind of want to, you're kind of thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, you don't know how you're going to get there, this is the show for you. So just share the live and type hashtag mamapreneur in the comments, and I will most definitely be reaching out to you. And Sia's giving out some stuff as well, so we'll most definitely be reaching out to you, to our winners. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, if you are interested in becoming spotlighted on this podcast, please reach out to myself, DM me or DM the Power Team or Kesha. One of us will get to you in a timely fashion. So if you're a female entrepreneur and you're wanting to spotlight your business, reach out to us. There's more details that go along with that. And yes, I would love to have you on the show, have you all, there's tons of entrepreneurs out there, female entrepreneurs, especially within the past year. With Rona, we had time on our hands to start businesses. So also, if you are an entrepreneur and you're watching right now, tag your business name in the comments. This is also a networking thing. We're going to network. We're going to engage. We're going to talk. We're going to do all that. We're going to laugh. We're going to give some gems. We're going to do it all. And lastly, before I go any further, if you have a question, please type it in the comments. Also, if you're not shy and you want to come on with us to ask your question live, you're more than welcome to ask and be on tonight's podcast with us. Or not so comfortable, you're more than welcome to type it in the comments. I'll make sure we'll answer your questions while we're live. So again, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all that's been rocking with us, rocking with the Power Team. Very grateful to, I call her the creator, the motivator, Miss Kesha, for giving me a shot. The person you wouldn't think that would be doing some freaking public speaking is doing some public speaking. Yeah. Anyway. So if you want to join us on the stage, just type in the comments that you want to come to the stage, and we'll be happy to get you on. The more the merrier. Why not? Okay. All right. Don't forget to type in your business name. If you're in the audience now, type your business name in the comments so we can support you as well. All righty. So the fabulous Sia Smith, who we have on today, she goes by the Unpredictable Sia. She is a mommy, 16-year experience, licensed insurance agent, poet, podcaster, and first-time published author. Understanding change can start with just one voice or one person. Amen. She uses her poetry and life experiences to give hope to others through her vulnerability, sharing with others the real power of God through making mistakes, being forgiving, and healing through the supernatural power of God. That's a word right there. We can just, all right, y'all, good night. Just playing. Unpredictable Sia is a true statement. You never know what kind of tea she will spill by giving you the real while sharing her unfiltered spiritual testimony. She has a podcast as well called Speak On It, Unspoken Thoughts, and it's available on Pandora, Anchor, and Spotify. Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I give you all the unpredictable Sia. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Of course. Girl, this bio in itself, that's a whole word in itself.
Girl,
one voice or one person can start change. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's great. Okay. So we're going to talk about your book and stuff in just a second. So we got that little tidbit about you, but I want you to tell everybody about you, a little bit more about you and your fabulousness.
Well, thank you for the introduction. But I'm just me. I feel like we all have a journey. Nobody gets it right the first time. Everybody falls and stumbles. Everybody's situation, everybody's path is different. But I know for me, when I feel like someone has been through something or someone can relate to me, I'm more intrigued. Now I'm trying to figure, okay, so how did you deal with it? How did you go through it? So I just wanted to be out there. I want to make a difference. I've always said I'm gonna change the world. If someone tell me, hey, let's go own Africa, I feel like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just
Right.
pray. Let's just pray. I'm just that type. Like I'm happy go lucky. Sometimes I could be mad at you and I could forget why I'm mad because I don't hold grudges. Certain things, it's just life's just short, you
Yes,
know.
ma'am.
That's just how I am. I'm just outgoing and talk a lot.
Okay. That's okay. Holding grudges, man, you block your blessings when you hold them. So yeah,
Yes.
I love that you don't. Yeah, you don't forget though. You like,
Now I will never forget.
I love you, but I,
Okay.
I see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell me about you. Where are you from? Upbringing?
Okay. Well, I'm originally from Marianna, Arkansas. Born in the little hospital that's now closed. um, my mom joined the military when I was 4. She just said she just had to kind of get away and experience life. So got out to small town. So I've been a military brat.
Okay.
Been all over. Been in Germany twice, Arizona twice. Lived in Georgia. So my last stop was North Carolina, and that's where my book starts. Right there in North Carolina, where I graduated high school, and so that's where I've been. And now I'm in Virginia. Yeah, that's where I'm now.
You're so funny. So tell everybody about your book, like the premise of the book, kind of like what inspired you to write this book. Because it's
Okay.
the titles in it, the titles of the chapter in itself. I'll name off some in a little bit. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I wanted to write a book. I've always wanted to write a book. I started off as wanting to do a poetry. I was like, I'm going to write a poetry book. And then I said, you know what? I want people to understand behind my poetry, what it's about. And then it turns into me just kind of having to tell what I went through to tell why I write the poetry I write. So that's how it all started. And it started January of 2020 is when I started. Um, We went to church one Sunday. That Sunday, that's funny. I said that Sunday because that's a poem. But I
Right.
went to church that Sunday, and it was something that sparked in me. I said I have to start. I have to start writing. If I'm tired of talking about it, I'm ready to do it. I'm almost 40. I have to have something. I said if I'm gonna make a mark on this world, I have to jump out on faith and do something.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's how I started.
I love it. I love it. Now, the book, the title of the book, Unspoken Thoughts of a Broken Christian Unfiltered.
Yes.
Go.
Okay.
Explain. Like,
Because I'm still me. I still have things I do. I'm about to read a poem. I have a few cuss words in the poem. It's not something that you want to dwell in, but I'm just saying you are who you are. You don't have to. A lot of people say, I'm going to change who I am and then come to Christ. Well, I'm going to change who I am. I'm going to change, but you can't. You got to come right then, right there, and then let him walk you through it. Because what you think is something that's so rah-rah, he don't even care about. Like he working on the inside right now. So, and I know I've been depressed. I've been suicidal. So I know how it feels to feel like the world is against you and nobody
mhm.
understands you. And it's nice to know somebody else went through it. So I said unspoken thoughts because these are thoughts in my head. A lot of people won't talk about it. They get on Facebook and they all tell all the good stuff, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about them skeletons in the closet. You're
Right.
trying to hide with all of this, but let's be real. Like you need that to make you who you are. So don't be ashamed. Just grow from it. That's all you can do is grow from it. Forgive yourself, and grow from it. We still have a path, a journey to take.
And
And my book
heal.
is unfiltered. Yes, I'm just spilling the tea. I mean,
On tea. Man, should have had some tea ready, just
I
as you
I know.
talk about. um, so other than everything that you've gone through, other than being that helped you inspire you to write the book, like what was the hardest chapter to write out of all of this? What was the hardest? Let y'all see the book while
I'm gonna say the hardest chapter was the last chapter and the chapter of me talking about one of my best friends because it
I'm
brought back so much emotions. And it's like when you writing a book, even talking about it now, but when you writing a book, it's literally, to me, it's like a movie is being played. It's like being replayed. My life is being replayed. I'm reliving these moments. So that chapter and that last chapter was the hardest. I had to get up and walk away at the last one.
I bet, because this is very vulnerable. So I bet, you had some hearts. You like.
Yes. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it there. That's what I said. You know what? Should I write about this? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I put it in there. I prayed on it, so.
Okay. I know with any journey, there's always, no journey is ever easy. So what roadblocks did you have trying to get this book written, published?
Child. The fact of I've never written a book before. Just that alone was enough. Not understanding how do I go about it. And I said, you know what, there's nothing else to do but just do it. And that was what the pastor was talking about that Sunday, So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I don't know how it's going to fall into place. It was many a times I sat in my car. I live in my car. My friend, my sister-in-law drive by honk. You always in your car? Because that's my hat. I don't know what it is. It's just something where I just kind of talk, I contemplate, I do things, I write in the car, I do all kinds of stuff. So I was sitting in the car and just crying, say, God, you told me to write this book. Like ever since, even when I went through my little spiritual journey, you got to read about it in the book to understand. Even then, when I asked God what my gift was, and it was like, hold your hand out, close your eyes, open your hand, or flip your hand. I didn't understand it then. And that was back in 2001, 2000. So understand it. I was like, God, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm just gonna depend on you. So I wrote it. I was like, now what? I don't even know. And then my best friend the next day was like, Merry Christmas. I have three best friends. I have three best friends. So one of them was like, you know what? She was like, I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for you to get your book published. This was the next day after I was sitting in the car, just like, I don't know what to do before, but I know I had to do it. So I was like, wow. And that's how it just started from there. Send it. She was like, send it now. I was like, but I still need to send it now. And I was like, okay. I sent it. Yes. And so that's how it got started. And then just the last minute, I was up to 2 in the morning. Was it 2? Yeah, it was like 1, 2 in the morning with the publisher going through little things. I mean, we just sleeping, it was a lot. So now I know, because I'm taking this class, Meaningful Manuscripts, with Audra Lowray Church, Upchurch. She taught, I'm telling you, I learned so much. And I'm still in this class. I'm in a boot camp right now to get my book, my second part finished. So yeah, I learning so much. It's like, wow, like what I could have done with the first one. So I'm actually, little secret is I'm working on putting the first one back out. So it's in the process right now.
Okay. I mean, you got to come back on here. We talk about it.
Yeah.
Yep. Plug. Okay. So you just said something. And so I don't know if anybody caught that, as far as you were at a point where you didn't know. You like, man, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know how to start, where to start. And you fully relied and trusted God. And he kind of worked it all out.
Right.
So that's a word for the folks. If right now you like, man, I want to start a business, I quite don't know where to start, what direction to go in, so on and so forth. Talk to God and let him direct your steps. And I mean, you just kind of, you don't quit with these words, these whole words, ma'am. No, I'm just playing. But I just had to speak on that part, because I was like, wow.
It'll just work that way. He'll just open the door, like you meet this person. It's like, wow, I met this person that put you on. He'll direct you. So
that's how I feel about this podcast.
Wow. I believe
it. Never in a million years I think y'all be looking at me on Facebook and YouTube and listening to my voice on Spotify and Anchor and Twitch. Baby, I ain't heard of a Twitch until my child and Kesha. Twitch and to see, the direction he's leading you in and the people he's putting in
Absolutely.
your path and so on and so forth. That's why I'm big on, that's why this show is what it is. That's why I believe so much in networking and things like that, because you just never know.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And you look lovely up there doing it, honey.
Oh, well, thank you. I try, No, I'm just playing. Thank you.
Somebody had a question, Robin, about it said something about him moving in a part of my book. Did you see that? They had a question about my 2
No,
months.
they said they read that part, I guess. That was
Mm-hmm.
real quick up there. Kesha say Twitch be lit. I read in her book about her ex moving his baby mom in their house after 2 months. Can we talk about it?
Oh, we can talk about it. I'm here for the tea.
You say she an open book, honey.
Open book. So that situation, after I moved out, because we just jumped up and got married. I mean, we just was high school sweethearts, like, and we just jumped up. We didn't know what we were doing. At the time, he had the girl pregnant, and these people, everybody's cool now, so it's cool. But she
Oh,
was
okay.
with me at the time. Me and him, he ended up getting her pregnant while we was taking a little break. And then all of a sudden, I found out, she's pregnant, and then we end up jumping up and getting married. And then after I found out about some things he was doing that just wasn't right, I end up having to leave because money was missing, all kinds of stuff. I called him cheating. He was out with her all night. So when I finally picked up my stuff and left, like 2 months later, he moved her in, but with the baby, but his mom wasn't having it because he had a praying mother, and she ain't play that. So he was still married to me. So she was like, she can stay here with the baby, but you can't because you're still married. So she would sleep out, like he would sleep out in the car, and she'd go out there with the baby and sleep out in the car here with the baby because she didn't want to be away from him. But yeah, he moved her in. I mean, I was sick. That's how I started. That's how I started smoking. That's how it started right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The audacity. Audacity is back in style.
No
Okay.
audacity.
Ooh,
But everything happened for a reason. You see that now. That's why I'm doing different books. So you'll understand why things happen. I'm not done with those stories. So
okay. I'm here for it all. Wow. I'm here for it all. Okay, so you touched a little bit about you being able to get your book published, so on and so forth. Talk through that process. So once you made the decision, somebody was going to help you in regards to getting it published. Describe that process, like for those out there that may want to write a book and they like, man, I don't even know where to start.
okay, well, that's the reason why I'm in the class right now. What I should have done was you have your ducks in a row before everything, like editor. Like you don't think about little things, and those are the most important things when you're publishing a book. Like your editor and who do you want to look at your book? How do you want them to proofread your book? And just little things. How do you copyright it? When do you copyright it? How many times do you go over your book? How are you? And then setting up to where you do pre-sales and having enough time to where you can do book signings and doing your book event when you drop in your book. So it's like coming to all those little things takes a lot, and it does take money. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't expect anything to be free because it's not. You got to pay for it. You pay what you get. So, that is what it is. You pay what you get. So that's some other things that I was edit, because that's the problem I had to this day. That's why I'm having it revamped. I'm having everything redone, formatting. I know these things now. It's like I've been taking a class. So I'm just going to get better and better, and I want this just to be a testimony too, because that first book was a trial, but what my what I call her, my book advisor, she said, give grace. She said, because this is your first book and you did it. So I was beating myself up. Oh, I cried when that book dropped and it was messed up in the back, the first part, and it takes like hours for it to update. So people are continuously buying the book before, even though I corrected it, they're not seeing it for hours and hours. So that was that was so, you got all these things and then you have to, I'm just like, oh my God, this is not how I wanted it to be. And oh my God, what do I do? But then you start thinking like, I did that.
I was just about to say that.
Anybody else did that while they talking,
I almost got you. I was about to say, girl, you did it. You did it. A lot of people talk about, oh, girl, I'm going to write that book. Oh, girl, I'm going to start this business. Oh, girl, I'm going to start this nonprofit. Oh, girl, I'm going to do this. A lot of people talk about it, but they don't do it. So you did it. So like you just said, you got to give yourself some grace, girl. You did it. And the cool part about it, you can go back and you can do it again. And now you have revamping it. So, you did it.
Thank you.
You walk that walk. You walk some of that talk that you said you was going to do. And you
That's
did.
right. It's the confidence.
That's commendable in itself. Okay, got a question on the floor. How did you heal from everything that you endured? How was that healing process?
That part one, it took years to heal. Oh, yeah. And that's the reason why I start building a personal relationship with God. Like, unless it's so cliche to say, I love God and I've got this relationship. But when you really go through some stuff and you really get to know who God is and the supernatural part, and when he show you things that people gonna think you crazy, but he's like, that's for me and you. Some things are just for me and you, Mm-hmm. You have no choice but to move forward because you know what your future is going to look like. You know your purpose. So if you don't know your purpose, that's when it's hard to heal. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You gotta know your purpose and you gotta move forward. It takes one day at a time. One day at a time was what it takes. That's all you can do is keep living. That's it. I have bad days. Everybody does, where you just think about all those things. But then the next day, like they say the next day, it's like, why was I tripping yesterday? So you just got to wake up. Tomorrow's a new day.
And know that he's with you.
Yes.
In the process, you deal with some stuff, but he's right there next to you, right there alongside with you to help you get through all of that, whatever it is, because it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. And I'm pretty sure you had your moments, up and down. That,
yes.
Roller coaster throughout all of that. You got to get that stuff out. A lot of people will sit there and go through stuff and think they're Superwoman and not feel those feelings of what they're dealing with and just think, oh, I got it. Let me just sweep it under the rug. And then one day we over here talking about, girl, I want some Wingstop. And then you over here crying. You're like, baby, how we get here?
Was it too hot?
We just talking about lemon pepper wings, and you over here then went into cry boo-hoo mode and had a nervous breakdown. We over here all looking confused, like,
what is going on?
We over here trying to get our ranch and fries and chicken, and you over here having a moment. And if you don't go through those emotions while you're in it, child.
Yes. Holding it in and pushing it aside. I think that's a lot too. When you don't want to deal with it. And that's some things, I'm talking, but I'm still going through things too. But that, that healing process. But now that I know my purpose, I know that what I'm going through, I know that doesn't last always. That's going to end soon. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what keeps me going. When I get there, I train my mind to think, no, this is not who you are. This is not, no. So, you just got to train yourself. It takes time.
Yes, it does. I don't want you to be over here crying all random. You're like, see what the devil is wrong.
I am random though.
So I'm unpredictable. He liked lemon pepper wings. He liked that got no sense. So with Sia's book, y'all, I said a minute ago, this girl got some titles, okay? And I'm just gonna name off a few. If it don't make you buy the book, I don't know what's wrong with you. She has one. It's called "Am I Weird?" Oh, please. Falling in love with poetry. I was in here laughing at one point. Drinking and repercussions. Jesus. All right. Thick as thieves. She talking about a friend. Not about that life. Not about that life. Okay. We're gonna go through them all. Oh, please. Because I was like, girl, say that. And what I love with each one, you got a little word in there. I love it. I was like, come on now. Hold on. Beaches and payback, light at the end of the tunnel. We'll talk about that one in a minute.
Okay.
On to the next one. On to the next one. Peace out. Okay. My sister's keeper and reminiscing. All right. Something old, something new. Okay. And I'm just listening to them because they were just, everything just stuck out as far as your titles. And I was like, come on, sis, with her chapters. Not what it's cracked up to be. Daddy's girl. Love
That's one of my favorites. I say that's one of my favorites.
Okay, we're going to talk about Daddy's girl. Hold, please. Hey, roomies. Let's see. Baby daddy number one.
I got 3.
Hold on. Here we go again.
Okay.
Oh, new baby, pressure, and responsibilities. Bye for good. Bye for good. Is that it? No. Brokenness. We all can relate to that. Because I'm about to ask you to touch on 3 in particular. I'm just trying to go down the line. That Sunday, that's one of them. I can tell you
that's
that. That's
one.
Yeah. Yeah. Baby, that Sunday got a part 2, Jesus. The other side. Okay. False prophets.
Yeah, that was
We're gonna start there. False
okay.
prophets.
Okay.
What made you? Yeah.
Child, when you first, I guess it's a spiritual thing. I don't know. When you first come into Christ, you know, when the devil think he got you. I'm not a pastor or preacher. Now, don't get me by no means. I'm just telling you, but you know, when you start coming into Christ and you start trying to do right and trying to get to know who God is, the devil try to come in and bring people around that'll try to distract you. I haven't been to church in like, I couldn't tell you. My mom calling me on Sundays. I'm cracking open a beer or cracking open something, taking a shot. I'm doing something, but I'm not going to church Sunday. I know that. I believe in God. I say my prayers, but I didn't have a relationship. So it was easy for me.
Relationship with God or relationship
with God.
just like
Yes, a relationship with God. So whenever I then started building, and you got to read the book to understand how I end up going to church after a while. I met these people who just was not, they seemed like I was drawn to them because I was so open. I was just wanting to learn and know and know and know. So I didn't understand. I'm still a baby, but I'm a baby. So I'm trying to understand, and they telling me all of this stuff, and then they drawing me in. And I remember going to this house because they didn't have a church. They went to a house, which is it's cool,
My church started in a house.
I didn't think of it. I've been there, done that, so it didn't bother me. What bothered me was they never opened the Bible. I don't even know how we end up there for hours. It didn't seem like that. They never opened the Bible. They talked about something about Elijah, and then at the end I looked at the time and I'm like, oh my God, we was in here this long. And then the woman said, y'all go smoke y'all some cigarettes, go have sex, just take a shower and ask God to forgive you. And I said, I don't know if that's right. Like, I'm trying to quit. Like, you think that's right? And she went back. The woman was so involved, she would call us. So my friend who introduced me to these people ended up talking to her, and telling her what I said, and she told her that I was the devil, not to talk to me because she didn't want her to have her eyes open to see what I was seeing, that something wasn't right about them.
What was that, a cult? What is going on? What was that?
Right. And it was like about 6 people. And I didn't go after that first time. So you got to read the book a little bit more. But I ain't go to church that first time. After that was my first time going to that, to that place. And my best friend that I talk about in the book, she had to actually go in and, you got to read it. But she had to bring her back out because it was crazy. The one who introduced me bought me a book, bought me a Bible,
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can get veered, if you don't have that foundation, it's easy to be pulled. So, yeah.
She's like, hey, okay, stop. What she say? She say, go do?
Go ahead, just take a shower. Wash it off, ask God to forgive. I said, I don't know about that. That don't sound right. Yeah, it was crazy.
Funny. Okay, so you've written your book, you've got it out there, you got your feet wet, your toe wet, whatever. What would you tell somebody who is wanting to become an author and they're not quite sure, like, if they should do it? I know we talked a little bit about the publishing process, but that person, they're thinking about it. What would you tell that person?
Do it. I think everybody has a book in them. I think everybody should write a book. I think if anything, it's self-healing. Even if you don't publish it, I think you should write it. I think everybody should do it because, like I said, not only that, but you'll heal. You'll notice some things about yourself. You'll learn about yourself too. It's very interesting. Go for it. I don't care if it's a sentence every day you write. I don't care if you write nothing for 2 months and you write a paragraph. You keep it going and don't stop until you have the manuscript.
I agree. That's good. Go on, Sia. You know what? So we talked about a little bit earlier with Sia. Sia is a woman of many talents. She's also a poet. And so, do you have a little something in your repertoire that you can, kind of do for us real quick before we move on to the next part of the show?
I do have a little poem. I picked this one because it kind of goes along with my book a little bit. So, okay, Untitled. Your friend sends a funny message and you respond with LOL and girl, you so stupid. With a straight face as tears run down your face, snotty nose and shit face because you're in pain. And of course, no one sees that vulnerable you that pretends to be happy and sane. But in the back of your mind, you're tired of doing the same thing over and over, day after day, feeling like you're running out of time. The fake persona you put on for all your Facebook friends, having them fooled into thinking it's no losses, only wins, and unaware of all the depression and weakness seeping in, and unaware you feel overwhelmed, stuck in a hole that's continuing to sink in. Having an epiphany, only you get it. No one else is relating, so you release your feelings through spoken word and paper and pen. Each stroke of expression represents all the affliction you've been suppressing and all the anguish bottled in. Trying to figure out this feeling that you're feeling, this hurt that you're feeling, this anger that you're feeling, all these emotions that keep on spilling. But who am I kidding? Some of this I brought on myself. Left to pick up these pieces by myself, and no one understands, not to my right or to my left. It's just God and I, and he seems to be MIA. So now I'm left juggling these emotions by myself every day and wondering if he really hears me screaming for help every day, and wondering if my next move is the right move and if I should move that way. And I almost feel like this isolation is for a reason. Maybe God has me hibernating for a specific season, and whatever the reason, I just need peace and endurance. Because right now I'm getting by with faith. It's my only assurance.
See, I miss going to the spoken word events. They used to
Yes.
have them up here in Dallas a lot. You don't see much of it anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
baby, I love it. The atmosphere and just the poets and what they had to say.
I do
And
too.
when is the tour? Do I need to be your manager? Work that out. We need a tour. Sia on tour. Amen. Sia on tour.
Name it.
You know,
Yes.
got to speak it into existence. You
Coming
better go,
soon.
girl. You better go, girl. I know any and everybody who is listening or watching the replay is going to identify with those words. You better go, Sia.
Thank
Come on and
you.
be a blessing to others. Amen.
Well,
I love it. I love it. Before we move
thank
on, where can your book be purchased? How can people get your book? Let's support Sia tonight. How can we get your book, sis?
Okay, you can actually purchase it through me, and then I can actually give you a cute little package and maybe a little goodie. And you can contact me through my messenger on even Unspoken Thoughts, my Facebook page, Unspoken Thoughts, um, through my inbox on my regular page, Sia Smith, through you can DM me on Instagram as well. Speak on
Mm-hmm.
it underscore unspoken thoughts or unpredictable Sia. You can also catch it on my website. You can order unspoken thoughts with a smm.com. And you can purchase it that way or through Amazon. You can actually go on Amazon and look it up too as well. So I just cut the price down too, and I'm gonna leave it there for like the whole month of August. So it's at
Yeah.
$15.99.
Yes. Support Sia. Support this book. Um, you want a book with the real in there. She's gonna give you the real. You just
I'll
heard the
autograph
spoken
it.
word. She is going to. She's gonna, unfiltered, unspoken, all
And
of
that's just
that.
part one. So you got to stick with me. So,
Of course, of course. Do you have any events? Anything coming up?
no events coming up as of now because I'm still in the process of focusing on part two. I'm
Okay.
hopefully I have that out by next year. I have two different dates I want to release it on, so I'm not quite sure yet. So
Okay.
I'm really want to just focus on that and having kids and a job, and it's just a lot. So right now, any events I do will be around this area. Like I'll just do some little events in Fredericksburg,
Yeah.
Virginia.
We're gonna speak book tour
Wow, I
across
know
the
definitely
US.
part two is coming. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to be doing
Speak
that
that
next
out.
year.
Yes. Yes. I see it in your future. Like I'm psychic.
I
See
claim
it
it.
in your future, sis. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I have a few topics want to discuss and just hop in, see you anytime. Also, if you want to come on the show and ask a question, make sure you type in the comments that you want to pick me. I want to be on the show so we can have you on and be able to ask. You can ask your question and Sia or myself can answer it for you. If not, more than welcome to post in the comments. So my first topic is challenges that female entrepreneurs face in business. Okay, so read an article and it gave a few, and some of this is for everybody, not just female entrepreneurs. And you chime in if you want to see it. So I have funding or capital for their businesses. Sia just touched on it a little bit in regards to getting her book published. You got to have money. You got to pay people. Now there's so many positions with you being an author, especially if you go to the point of social media, if you want a social media manager, if all this stuff, you just said editor, if you want somebody to do a nice cover, I mean,
Mhm.
because this is fabulous, honey. But I
Thank
know
you.
that costs money. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Next is building the right support system slash network. Um, that can be hard. Um, that network, that I say loyal network, finding that can be kind of hard. That's just
Loyal.
as an entrepreneur, period. the loyal, the consistent. I can see
Yes.
that as being a challenge in business. So gotta have that right target audience and that right whatever you want to call it. I don't want to call
The
it tribe,
your
but
circle, your
tribe, whatever.
network, your
Everybody needs a tribe.
circle.
Thank you,
It's
circle.
hard. It's
Yeah.
hard.
And that's in all businesses. I don't think it's just strictly, you know,
Or if I
females.
have money, I could pay somebody to do what I need to do. But when you have your support system, like your friends, or that's who you expect. Excuse me. That's who you expect to kind of like, because you would have their back. That's who you expect. But they have their own
You
things going
expect.
on, personal. They just have other things going on. So you need somebody that can just focus on what you need done too.
I agree. I agree. Um, Also, um, this is one of my fears as well, and that's fear of failure,
Mm.
which can be a challenge in any business, because sometimes you don't feel like you're not quite doing enough,
Right.
or you're afraid, like, oh man, I'm afraid to, with this idea, afraid to proceed with this idea, you know,
People can be
what if
cruel.
people don't like it? And then
That's
again,
the
you just
thing. People
touched
can
on
be
it.
cruel.
Yeah. But then
This is
you
a
just have to,
judgment type environment
I think
now.
that's what it is. Yeah. And so again, having to kind of trust God in the process.
Faith. That's what
Easier
it
said
is.
than done. But yeah, just throwing it out there. Um, Another topic is boosting your confidence as an entrepreneur. So, boosting your confidence, being able to set realistic goals. I know me, I can get grand sometimes, and then I had to kind of come to reality and be like, okay, I can't just go off the charts with my thoughts and ideas, because I can do that. I can go there, but learning to set realistic expectations
You just
and
create.
goals. Yeah, I try. I try to be creative and being consistent, with whatever those goals are. As you see, I post a lot, so that helps with the business, and staying confident in the business, knowing that my content, people actually digging the contents. That's a
Right.
nice confidence booster for
Right.
me, and also not being afraid to try something new. Um, I think it's also a great way to boost your confidence in business, because again, that fear of failure comes in there, but you're like, no, I'm gonna do it. Just like your book, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Just
Yep.
like
That's
me starting my salon, I was scared as hell. You know what, I'm gonna do it.
And now, how long you've been doing it?
Hair 23, almost 24. Salon
Wow.
business six, almost
Wow.
7. Independent 6, almost 7 years.
That's really good. Because you jumped out on faith. Now, what made you? Like, I'm just switching roles. What made
Switch
you?
it. Switch roles. That's fine.
I really want to know what made you jump out there and say, I want to, like, were you working a full-time job at the time?
I
And you
still
said,
work a
I'm
full
going to
time
quit
job. I still work a full time job, but
the salon?
to yeah, I have a corporate job, and then I work in at my suite. And so when I first did it 7 years ago, I don't know why I said 6, 7 years ago, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I worked for a franchise salon for a long time. I was like, oh Lord, who gonna come see me?
Right.
And then just did it. And I have if anybody goes into my salon, they'll see I got it as a gift, and it says faith. And when you walk in, you see faith. And when you walk in, I have a board. I took some friends of mine to get boards made for their home. One was their wedding gift, one was their housewarming gift, and I got me a board made. And so you see Philippians 4:13 is, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, when you walk in. And so
I
that's
love
my constant reminder, especially when things are not so easy. I'm like, okay, I can do all things through Christ. Sometimes I don't quite believe it when I'm
but
saying
I'm
it,
going
but I'm like, say it
to
anyway. And to have faith
right.
during those tough times. So yes,
That's
I've
tough.
always wanted to own my own, and here we are. And, I love what I do. It's my passion. Um, but doing it for yourself is not an easy road. And so it has its challenges at times. And so as I'm saying, going over this topic with you all, I'm talking to myself at the same time. Also, since I knew we would be interviewing an author today, I also went to my book. Um, I call it the book cave of books that can encourage entrepreneurs. So I have a few that I wrote down. I either have the actual book or um, I have it on Audible. I'm an Audible girl. You know,
Okay.
read to me. Read to me.
Right,
I love
right.
it. Read to me.
I need to go to work. Let me listen.
Yeah, I'll listen. But it's cool to have the book itself. And so,
I'm
first
working
book.
on.
You said what?
I'm working on the Audible.
Come on, girl. You can do it. A lot of people are going that route. I mean, the Audible route. So, hey, do it. Okay, so first book is Believe Bigger. Her name is Marshawn Evans Daniels. Marshawn is from Dallas, but based out of Atlanta. And she got some gems in that book. Just look it up.
Oh, I'm writing this down.
Yeah. All right. Next book. You Are a Badass. Her name is Jen Sincero.
I
All
want
the
that.
books. Yeah. The name gets. I love a good name.
Me too.
These other ones I'm about to tell you, you're gonna be like, yeah, girl, let me go pick that up. I love books that help not only just for entrepreneurs, but to help people, like self-help books, things of that nature. And some of them you can read the book and tell, they're a little crazy, or okay, I can feel them. What they're saying, yeah, I need to hear all of that. Marshawn's especially. So when you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
These other two are by the same person. Her name is Rachel Hollis. I love Rachel Hollis. She's based here in I think she's in Austin, if I'm not mistaken, Austin, Texas. It's Girl, Stop Apologizing.
Oh,
Girl, Wash Your
definitely
Face.
need that one.
Stop all that crying. I can't. The sensitive person can't tell you, girl, stop all that crying. But yeah, Rachel Hollis is thebomb.com. She a old coworker told me about Rachel Hollis and read Girl Wash Your Face first. That was the first book that I read of hers. And I'm like, girl, okay. I heard you. When you read the book or even look the book up or see any videos of Rachel Hollis, you'll kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. We ain't got that kind of time to be going to full detail. Next is Fear is My Homeboy. I just touched on a little bit about fear of failure. So when I saw Fear is My Homeboy, her name is Judy Holler. Judi Holler.
Silly.
So, and the title speaks for itself. And lastly, this was really good for entrepreneurs and streamlining your business, so on and so forth. It's called She Means Business by Carrie Green. And it's a lot of streamlining things that, tips to help you with your business. So I believe as an entrepreneur, you should be learning at all times. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been in business. That's another purpose of this show, because you're always learning. I say it on every show. Trends are always changing. So you got to get with the times. You want your business to continue. So,
right.
Lastly, within the past few years, I have been really into affirmations. I've talked about it on a few shows, and I really believe in affirmations, even in the times I'm like, man, hey, I'm gonna say this affirmation, but I ain't quite feeling it. But you have to continue to speak positivity into your life. And so Dr. Real, who is also on this platform, he always got these good quotes, I
Yes, he
hope I made
do.
them proud with my quote last night. I hope I made them proud. So I got a few affirmations, and it's in regards to business and being an entrepreneur. So short and sweet affirmations. If you're not quite into that yet, it ain't got to be all grandiose.
Yes,
Just
he is.
I am in a few words, okay?
Mhm.
I have everything I need to succeed in business.
I know
Boom.
that's right.
That's one. I am strong and capable of doing everything that God throws my way. I easily attract sales and will easily attract customers. And
I say that.
let's add within our target audience, amen.
Amen.
Child, everybody ain't meant to be your customer. Just
Okay,
saying.
girl.
Just saying. That's another show.
Okay.
I'm gonna
A
put that
whole
as a topic for another show.
that's a whole hour.
Oh Lord. Everybody. You ain't for everybody.
I
I
know
tell
I'm
people
not.
I'm an acquired taste. I'm not for everybody. And that goes for my business. Okay.
I know that's right.
Girl.
Yeah. I
Again,
have a,
okay. That's neither here nor there. Okay. I'm gonna start talking about
you,
it. We ain't
you
got
better preach. You better
okay.
speak on it.
Last is I am blessed with God-given ideas to be a blessing to others.
Be a blessing to others. That's what it's about to me.
Yes. Yes. So I'll be coming each show with some affirmations. A friend of mine, we started a clubhouse page a while back, and I need to chat with her about bringing it back. And
Yes.
once we do it, I'm gonna talk about it on the show so you guys can watch us on, or not watch. The hell am I saying? Listen to us on Clubhouse. Jesus.
You know what
Um,
you meant.
you know what I meant
Hmm.
for you clubhousers. Lastly, if you are a female entrepreneur and want to be spotlighted on your business, please reach out to myself, reach out to Kesha, reach out to Power Team Platform. We will get back with you and provide more details. Okay. Um, Future events. I am a part of a ministry called Women Destined for Destiny. We have our first women's conference October 16th of this year. If you would like to attend, tickets are on sale now. There is limited seating because we want to follow COVID restrictions. So I will provide more information. If you want to shoot me a DM, I can give you the website and everything where you can register because it will sell out. We got some heavy hitters that are going to be speaking, and it's here in town in the Plano, Texas area. So October 16th. Also, don't forget to type hashtag mamapreneur in the comments and share tonight's podcast so you can be added into tonight's drawing. Myself and Sia will be giving out prizes, so I want to make sure that you are entered so you can get those prizes. Thank you all so much for rocking with us tonight. Thank you, Sia, for coming on tonight, dropping all kinds of gems and words. And if I could praise dance or think I can praise dance in the middle of my podcast, I probably would have. But thank you so much, Sia. You have helped someone tonight. Trust me, you have blessed somebody tonight. Even for the ones that ain't watching right now, they're going to watch the replay. Thank you so much for your wisdom. And I cannot wait to see what God has in store for you and your books, and ready to bring you back on for part 2.
Yes.
Guys, make sure you're following the Power platform to get updates on our shows. Next Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Dr. Real and Kesha will be on, so make sure you are tuning in. I will be back in 2 weeks with 2 more female entrepreneurs showcasing their businesses. And so make sure you check out the Mamapreneur podcast. And you guys have a blessed night, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.